The city of Lviv in western Ukraine got hit hard today by repeated bombings that lasted 4 hours. The siege sent terrified residents running for shelter. Thick black smoke could be seen from the city's outskirts. At least 5 people, we're told, were injured.
We heard this very loud, I don't know how to say it, when rocket just came. So yeah, like after that it was the first time, and after a couple of seconds, maybe 30 seconds, second bombing.
Until now, Lviv had mostly been spared in the month since Russia invaded Ukraine. All across our area, we've seen people step up to help refugees who've been forced to flee their homes, trying to help as best they can, as well as the brave men and women who are now fighting back to protect their homeland. Fox 26 caught up with a local couple who has gathered thousands of dollars worth of medical supplies to send to Poland, from there to be delivered to Ukraine.
It's feelings like Ukraine came back in 1941 right now. They are fighting for their lives, for their freedom with naked hands. They have no tools, they have no enough supplies. And this is why we are doing here right now what we are doing. They really need our help.
This is a very diverse city. The Ukrainian community is part of us, and what's happened in Ukraine is it's a catastrophic. The need for medical supplies, the need for first responders just like us, but in Ukraine to have the tools that are necessary for them to do their job, it's very important.
The Sheldon Fire Department answered the call and is transporting 4 pallets of supplies to a Houston airport. It's a connection that was made possible by agencies working together.
It's an interesting story of how we met. I reached out to Victoria through a Fox 26 News article, and I found out about World of Connections. Listening to her and discovering the need that they have there for those supplies kind of encouraged me to try and reach out to area fire, EMS, and police departments to see if there's anything that they have that they can donate.
This is a NATO first aid kit.
One of the things needed most by Ukrainian military forces are tourniquets.
This is what they're asking for. This is a tourniquet. This is the style and the design that's popular and effective. 25% of people that do not have these are dead now because they were not able to apply a tourniquet.
No doubt these donations will save lives, something that is personal for local business owner Stephen Rollins.
It's really difficult. It's all my in-laws are there, so it's not just impersonal. It's not just my wife. It's my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, grandmother-in-law. Everybody's there. Nieces, they're all there, and I know their circumstances. I've been there many times. So I know, some of them are in high-rise buildings. There is no basement, and we've seen what's happening. They're literally rocketing civilians. They're targeting civilians, actively targeting civilians now. So it's devastating, and they're close to the front line.
World of Connections is a nonprofit that's collecting medical supplies from across the country and getting it to those in need. And while the transport of these supplies have already been paid for, future donations could be hard to get to Poland, which is where some of you watching at home might be able to help.
Or it's very expensive to take the supplies from here, from Houston, to Poland and Romania. So if someone could help with that, the World of Connections and myself will be very grateful for that. I'm sure there is a lot of really well-off, very blessed people here in Houston that could help them with that and support them with a plane ride.
Those gathered today say donation collections will happen for as long as it takes.
Yes, we will do this, how long Ukraine will need it. So we will not stop.
If there's any police agencies that have expired body armor, any organizations that collect them, as long as they're new or slightly expired, they're still effective, or at least better than nothing. And that's what the Ukrainians are hoping for, and I think that we should give them the best, and the best that we can. And we can afford to give them a lot.